years ago. Man, I haven't spoke of it in over 30 years. In 30 some odd years. 2 weeks ago, I asked my brother about it. I have a brother older than me, a year older, and a brother a year younger. And we had some white friends that some friends of ours knew. Had some horses, and we're going to go up and we're going to ride their horses. They said it was okay. We walked about, me and my two brothers and another friend, met up with two other brothers, and we walked about 15 miles or so to get to the house where the horses was. We rode the horses. In the afternoon, it was getting late. They told us about a river. Said we shouldn't be going swimming there, but they told us about the river anyway. And sure enough, somebody wanted to go swimming. I'm like, man, we ain't coming to go swimming. That ain't why we came. We came up here to ride some horses, and if we are through and we're not going to ride anymore, we need to go home. But they wanted to go swimming, so I felt like I was in charge. So I'm telling them that if y'all go swimming, I'm leaving you. I'm going home. And I headed up the road, and they didn't follow. I waited for a while. I saw them headed towards the river. And after a while, I broke down, and I said, well, let me sneak down, see what they doing. And I snuck down to the river, and after a while, I just gave in. And the next thing you know, we all swimming in the river. Part of the Cape Fear River. Crossed it many times as a kid. Just at this spot and this day, we would come down the river so far, and it would create, the river would bounce because it had a turn, and the top waters would make the turn, and the bottom waters would spin back and create a whirlpool. So we knew that after so far, we had to get out. I don't know, I might have been, 12, 13 at the most. And we kept going up and down the river playing, coming down so far in the rushing waters, and we all got out but three, the two brothers and my oldest brother. And we all was running down the bank, just watching them running down the bank. And then they stopped against the whirlpool, wherever it caught them up, and they stopped, and all three of them was out in the water. My brother was further out than them, and we stood there, didn't have a clue what to do. And then a hand, after all three of them disappeared, a hand came up out of the water on the bank, and it was my brother's hand, and he climbed up out of the water. We was like in shock. And the other two brothers drowned. We ran to get some help. They took us home, and my mom whipped our ass. She says, God sent you back for me to whip you. And she whipped our ass. And then when he took us back down, and by the time we got there, they was pulling the two brothers out of there. One of them was my classmate. And the other one was my older brother, was a year older. And the lady only had two boys. I have 8 brothers, and the lady only had 2 boys. And she lost both of her sons that day. You know? Some things you just don't forget. It's just like yesterday. Somewhere we ought not have been. You ought not have been there. If we just would have listened. Hard getting folk to listen to you. hard getting folk to listen. If somehow, if something I say, just one of them whippersnappers, one of you young folk, something I say just would make you just for a moment, just stop and think about the road that you're headed down. Too many mistakes. I've made too many. But now I'm on the red road. I'm on the red road. I've found my way home. In spite of my situation and my circumstances. Somebody stopped by the old jailhouse to see about me. And I've found my way back to the red road. And I walk it with excitement. I anticipate a miracle every day. My brother asked me about a week ago, the same brother that he says to me, he says, I think about it too. And he says, I'm the one wanted to go swimming so bad. I don't know why. But he asked me, he said, why Jesus? Why Jesus? And it made me feel so good that he was concerned about who I always talk about, who I admire. And he asked me why. I said, because I know no one smarter, no one wiser, no one more loving, more compassionate, but yet so strong. I admire him. I want to be him. And you know what he says? He says to me that I'll walk with you. I'll walk with you every day and I'll teach you how to be just like me. He asked me, why? Why did I guess why? He knew me. He knew me before the transformation. He knew me. He knew the stories of me. He knew the stories of me, and he asked me. Because I was tired, man. I'm tired of these bars. You know, I often ask people, how can we separate church and state? I know why we do it, or why it's done. But how can you talk about them you love without talking about what inspired them? I would love them to say of me, when they speak of me, that they would say it was Jesus that inspired him. All that he done, all that he accomplished, all the changes that took place in his life is because it was Jesus inspired. Talk of the deeds. But in talking of the deeds, don't mention that it was Jesus inspired. Do a book report on me. And say that I asked to say that it was Jesus inspired. Take no credit or no change. Nothing that I do. I'm selfish. I'm selfish. But the Jesus in me, the Jesus in me, when I want to hold on to something, the Jesus in me inspired me to release it. Why? Because he released it and I love him. When I want to quit, when they continue to take advantage of me, my back is scarred. Yet I continue to fight the system for justice. Blessed are the merciful, they shall obtain mercy.